This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that?
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie here, getting your Monday started on Nova.
My mum and dad went to a wedding in India a while ago. It's like a week-long celebration. Like an Indian wedding is what I would have loved to have had, because when it starts, it goes and it goes and it goes.
It's like a festival of the people involved, isn't it?
Especially if you're settling in for 3 days and you are marrying into India's richest family.
That stresses me out. 3 days of festivities. Imagine getting yourself ready for 3 days.
It's just like Coachella, mate.
It's so
you know
true.
What? You're right. But I wear the same outfit on the first day as I do on the third day.
I'm worried about a lunch that rolls into dinner today, as I should be. Anyway, the wife, her name is Annette Ambrini, and
You can try harder than that.
Annette Ambrini.
Is this the one where Rihanna performed?
Well, this is the big one, yeah, because they had, has this included in the 1,500 guest fits, you're spot on, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Ivanka Trump, she was there as well.
Oh,
And
representing the Trumps. Great representation,
I think Barron was busy.
Do you know what? Did someone put up a photo the other day? Barron's 6'8".
Yeah, he's a beast.
Is he the child?
Yeah, Barron.
And where's he from? Is he Romanian? Is the mother, is she Romanian, Tommy? Someone's saying, get a ball in his hand. That guy could be a beast on the basketball court.
Really? Let's do some Barron research, please,
Well,
Tom.
yeah, Barron is Donald and Melania's son.
Yes.
Oh, Melania.
And Melania's from...
I thought she was...
Melania, she is, of course,
From
absolutely.
Canberra.
She's from Canberra.
How quick's the Wi-Fi working, Tommy?
She's from Slovenia,
Yeah, my
guys.
favourite, Slovenia.
Yeah.
He would be an amazing rebounder under the ring.
Get him under the ring. So, what I love about this is... Annette Marimbi, she got up to
The bride.
The bride. Let's go with the bride.
The bride, mate.
The bride, she got up to say a couple of words.
Okay.
Now, we all know the pressure of a wedding speech, especially if you're marrying into this family and you've got 1,500 guests of high-profile individuals. And the thing is, she didn't exactly write it herself. So she's...
Melania Trump
plagiarised it.
No,
Did she? She's got a favourite movie called Shall We Dance, featuring Susan Sarandon and Richard Gere.
Beautiful movie.
That recent one.
Yeah, the 2004 Hollywood film Shall We Dance, which I watch all the time when Gladiator's not on. But there's a wedding speech in that.
Yeah.
And she has decided just to copy the speech from the movie. Have a listen to this.
In a marriage, you're promising to care about everything.
But when you find somebody to promise you to care about everything.
The good things, the bad things, the terrible things, the mundane things. All of it, all the time, every day.
The good, the bad, the beautiful, the bold, the sad, the mundane.
You're saying your life will not go unnoticed because I will notice it.
You say, I will see you every day. Your life will not go unnoticed because I will notice it.
Wow.
Your life will not go unwitnessed because I will be your witness.
Your life will not go unwitnessed because I will witness it.
Yeah, but no, I don't mind that. I say lyrics from songs to BJ all the time and pass them off as my own.
Do you?
Yeah.
Like what?
What are you going
So
with?
Romeo and Juliet from Dire Straits.
Yeah.
I say to BJ all the time, I can't do everything, but I'd do anything for you.
Isn't that Meatloaf?
Isn't that Bryan Adams?
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I've got a big story here about relationships for you. It's a bit of a list. If you want to keep your relationship on track, grab a biro, guys.
I mean, they all go off track every now and then, don't they?
Yeah,
Do
they
they?
do. And I mean, but I think there are some pretty standard do's and don'ts.
That's my biro.
Oh, that's your biro.
What did you think he was doing?
I didn't know. I was like, why is he playing
ready.
with the pen? And I was like, oh, okay. I've instructed somebody to get a biro. That's a watch.
That's a Rolex.
Okay.
Expensive watch, and I didn't ask you to do that.
Pens ready.
Now, look, if you have arguments within a relationship, if you can do it well, that doesn't mean you have an unhealthy relationship. It's actually very good. Disagreements are normal. And in fact, according to a study, couples who argue effectively are 10 times more likely to have a happy relationship in the long term.
Is that because you think once we've had an argument, if we can get through that, well, we're going to get through them? You know, we don't fall out over it.
Well,
it's just
and I
something we
think
have to
if you
get
can
through.
argue effectively, I don't think that means, you have a big blow up and then you kind of kiss and make up and that's the yo-yo of an unhealthy relationship.
Nick Cave wrote about this. He's got a great website called the Red Right Hand Files. Tommy, you've been on that before, haven't you?
it's great site.
No, and someone was asking about a relationship, even if it's a friendship or a marriage, when it comes to arguing. And he wrote this beautiful answer.
Yeah.
Our truest and deepest relationships allow us the freedom to voice an opinion without fear of it being detrimental to the partnership. And he said it's actually good. You want someone to challenge you. You don't want someone that just agrees with you all the time.
And that you're still lovable even when you're honest.
Well, it doesn't need to be confrontation. I think that's the important point.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. I'll run through this. I mean, and if you're saying these things, maybe have a think about it. We're going to start with you're overreacting.
Oh, yeah, I'll do a bit of that.
I'm not even going to explain that one. We know that's not a good one to go in with. Guns
Have you
blazing.
ever overreacted? or
No.
anything? Nah.
No.
Not me.
This one. You care about something or someone more than me. I mean, that's somebody feeling absolutely neglected and maybe left out. But rather than saying it like that, rather than saying you care about them more than me, just say this is how I'm feeling.
Yeah,
Maybe-
okay,
The
gotcha.
footy season starts soon.
Yeah, look over here for a little bit. You never listen. I don't think you were meant to start any sentence with the word you, are you?
You never listen.
You've got to say I. I find it hard to talk to you. 'cause
BJ
you don't
says
listen.
to me that she has to pick times. She knows my character enough now that you have to pick times
What for listening is?
for listening.
Just talking to you in general.
Ryan, are those ears painted on?
No, she would, if there's something important that she needs to go maybe interstate, or if she has to do something or go away, she goes, I know, I have to pick my time.
Oh, to get it across the line.
Can we try and
Yeah.
book you from 6 to 9 each day? Is that, you reckon we could get you to
That's
listen
his
then?
worst time.
Not
it's
listening,
turned
mate.
out.
Not listening.
Okay, that's not true. You're being ridiculous.
You're being
that's-
ridiculous.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. This is just like before when you did such and such.
Oh, you drag up something from the past.
Yeah, but I mean, habits do form, don't they? And history says you're doing this because you've done it before and there's nothing changing.
But do you ever
I don't know
hang
how you
on
tackle
to
that.
anything from the past and bring it up? Would you ever
Do
sort
I
of,
ruminate?
Yeah, would you be scarred and then bring it up?
Well, Kate documents it. She's got in her notes on her phone. She'll write down everything that we've
It's an
said over the
exercise
years.
book.
Yeah. Steve left towel on floor.
It's old school.
23rd of the
Steve's my
4th.
dad's
Yes,
name.
on February 16, 2018.
I
you
do
said
think,
this.
though,
2:08 in the afternoon.
don't joke about it. It's very important to document things sometimes, especially when somebody's trying to gaslight you
Do you know what?
and ruin your life.
Kate, I know what you mean, and I've been in arguments with my wife where I've thought, I wish there was a microphone in here recording right
You
now.
don't, but you say that,
Because
and
I
that's
would
something else you
love
shouldn't
to be
say.
able to play back what you just said, so it can make sense. Because you're losing your mind.
No, because you do start to think you're losing your mind. So sometimes just a little note every now and then is important. Full stop. Moving on.
Scrapbook. How big's the book?
mate.
She's written a thesis.
Oh, now you're being ridiculous, Kate.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I think that personal hygiene is incredibly
Crucial.
important. And I think that bad personal hygiene from a distance looks a bit spunky. Oh, look at him. He's been working hard all day.
Stay over there, though.
But let's be honest, if that person happens to be your husband and then they come home, it's not as appealing when you're washing their clothes and their shoes and then having to crawl into bed with them if they haven't had a shower.
And if it smells so bad too, sometimes you just can't get rid of it. And I reckon it even goes, but you're still damaged by the smell. You're still the impact is.
Well, what like butchers and people that work at the fish markets and things
so
like that.
true.
I mean, delicious. Belinda in thanks, Fitz. Belinda in Bondi. What do you think about this not showering business?
Morning, everybody. Well, I think it's rather a turn on.
Belinda, is he more of a BO kind of aroma? So does he go out to work all day and come home with that strong BO? Is that his fragrance?
Yes, it's under the arms, and when he lifts it, there's just this beastly, manly smell that lingers. And he's in construction, so hot days, he comes home all sweaty.
So
He can build,
and the hotter the day, the more
he can do more than build, Kate.
Oh, Belinda.
the hotter the day, the
I
more
love
excited
this.
you are when he gets home, Belinda.
If he's a Greek man, Belinda, is he hairy shoulders, hairy back? Is he everywhere?
No, he's not one of those hairy apes. No.
Nothing wrong.
Not a hairy
nothing
ape.
wrong with being
No.
hairy.
Does he smell like garlic as well, Belinda?
I do use garlic,
I thought
Kate.
you might. I bet you're a
No.
good cook, aren't you, Belinda? And you feed him up and you look after him at the end of the day.
What do you mean
Of
by
course I
that?
do. Come over for a meal, Kate.
Oh,
I'll
I
show
will.
you.
I will. You're just up the road.
Hey, Belinda, can I ask, what is the longest he's been without a shower?
Well, it's not really without a shower. He does shower. It's just that he doesn't use deodorant under the arm. So even though you shower, you still got that smell there.
Yeah. Oh, look, I get it. I do get it. You know,
Pheromones.
you're lying on somebody's chest and you're like,
Can smell them.
oh, that's them.
Yeah, but
that
do you know what?
smells
Belinda's
like
proud though as well. When they're having a couple of
spunky.
social drinks, she is proud to look around the room and go, "That I know that you're getting quite disgusted by that smell, but that smells mine. He's mine."
But she doesn't need to look around the room, Fitz. She always knows where he is.
Yeah, she knows when he's gone up the hallway.
2 metres away, back left.
But the thing is, it's different when they are your partner and you are somewhat attracted to them. When you work with people, I think it's really different. I think that there is a level of showering that comes with being considerate to other people around you. I had. I won't say who they are, but I worked with them on a show I did for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
Television or radio?
Television.
Raymar.
Yeah, great. This is awesome. Keep going.
And he was one of these guys that just didn't shower and almost wore it as a badge of honour.
Yeah.
And happened. I mean, he might know, but Belinda and her stinky husband in Bondi, because lived around the ocean, and thought that if he had a shower, if he had a swim at Bondi,
That was enough.
That was enough, and to the point where he had to be spoken to and said, you know, you've got to shower. And he said, well, I'm having a swim in the ocean every day. It was kind of like a bit natural too.
Sure,
you know,
sure.
might not wear shoes.
Bit of a nudist.
But,
Was it Hemsworth? You did work with Hemsworth for a while. Was it him?
I wouldn't care if Chris ever showered, really. I mean, let's put that one out to the ladies. I think if anyone
one
can
cares.
get away without showering,
Hemsworth.
it's Chris. But yeah, this person just had to be advised that bathing in the ocean was not enough, and a cake of soap had to be included.
Got spoken to. Did you hook up with them?
On the show?
No,
Off the show?
outside of the show.
No.
You sure?
Well, no, I've just told a story about them being a bit stinky.
So they were that bad.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Talk about cash. Cash is king, or is it now? This is the thing, and you know, it's really hard now to launder money. I've found, well, BJ finds it hard playing the pokies at numerous pubs around New South Wales these days just to launder that money. But do you know what? It still is for tradies. When you think of cash now, really the only time you're using it is a bit of a wink to a tradie. Can you give me a cheaper price? Is that fair to say?
Cashies, yeah. You're right, it could be the pokies, could be the old pensioners piano.
But what do you say? Do you say, okay, I can, if you come and do it, you give me your price.
What's your cash price
And
on
I've
that?
also got, I can pay you cash up front.
Yeah.
mate.
Okay,
No
I'll
one would have to
give you an
know about
example.
it.
Cashies, mate.
Kate, I'll give you an example here. So we're doing a reno on the kitchen, right? And this was just before Christmas, and I didn't realise I left it too late. And then I'm thinking this is not going to get done before Christmas. So I went through a mate of a mate, right? So when you've always got mates that are in the trade, you can find someone, you catch up with a guy, he has a look at it, you know, and then all of a sudden on the spot he goes, I can do it for 16 grand. Then he looks at me, winks and goes, or I can do it for 12 grand cash. And you went. You know what? You instantly go, wow! I'm getting a really good deal here. I'm saving $4,000 just by getting cash.
Yep.
Now, can I be honest with you? We needed to get this done. Had to get this done, or else we didn't have a kitchen for Christmas, right? Yeah. So I said, yeah, sweet, no worries. Thinking, I thought cash was still a cash transfer that you can do online.
No.
No, I still think that I thought that they put that through as cash whip. So I was like, yeah, too easy, mate. Now, the day before the guy was about to do the job, the mate of the mate that got me onto the guy said to me, you do understand that you have to get that guy $12,000 cash.
From the bank.
And Kate, I've never gone to the bank and asked for that kind of money.
Oh, come on.
Okay, sometimes you have to order the money. You got to let your bank know. And secondly, I don't know why you're telling this story on air.
Well, no. So this is
he's the dodgy one. It's not
he's
you.
the dodgy one.
It's not you.
Exactly right.
He's so dodgy. The kitchen's probably worth $8.
What do you
Do you know what you know what I mean? But when anyone sells it in, like, I could do it for 20, or I can do it for 10 cash, when in actual fact the job's worth 4.
I know.
But he sold it in like it's a bargain.
Because you know what they sometimes do? They'll go, all right, I'll do it for cash, which means they'll just drop the GST off it, right?
Yeah. Yes, that's all it is.
Well, sometimes it's less than that because they're also not paying tax on the cold hard cash.
Yes.
But if you just drop the GST, then they've got the amount, and if they were called out on it, they would go, no, I have the total. I just need to obviously pay the tax department as well. I've got to pay the good tax, man. I've got it there, but
I pay that later.
And that's the thing. I thought I'm getting a deal here, and I thought I'll rock up to the bank, and I'm freaking out, Kate. So I rock up to the bank, and I go over to the teller, and she goes, "How can I help you today, sir?" And I said, "Can I have $12,000 cash?" And there was this pause, and she looks at me and goes, "What for?" And I went, "Oh, I'm gone here." And I went, "Oh, it's for a kitchen." She goes, "Okay. No worries." And then she's looking at her manager and she's going, "Well, we can't do that today. You're going to have to apply for it and come back tomorrow." And then alarm bells are going off in my head going, "Oh, there's going to be an investigation. Cops will be involved. Where is this money going?"
Is the bank allowed to ask you what you're withdrawing your money for?
That's what I thought. I didn't think they would even ask.
Well, not
and I freaked out.
If it's cash sitting in a bank, maybe if it's money like a redraw facility or like it's kind of not your money, maybe. But if you've saved money, you should be able to go and get $50 or $5,000.
Well, this became a bit of a video prior to Christmas, didn't it? Because people were going in and asking their banks for cash, but the banks don't always carry that level of cash.
No,
which is what
they're investing your money. So that's how they're making money. So when you come in and ask for a whole lot, they just don't have it on the premises.
Well, this
so
was
you're
the
better
thing.
off pulling on a balaclava and handing a note over that says, "Give me all your cash."
Well, I thought when I rocked up the next day, I was freaking out, waiting for the cops to come out of nowhere. Get down on the ground! But no, they gave me the cash, but then that drive home to the guy who was doing the job was nerve-wracking. Because do I speed? No, I can't speed because the cops will pull me over. Do I go really slow just in case the cash comes out of the window? I was freaking. It's like I had contraband in the car.
I mean, you could say to him, "I'll give you cash," or "How many cartons of beer do you want?" I mean, that's your only other official trade.
Do you know what he did tell me? Because I said to him, "What do you want the cash for?" And he goes, "Oh, mate, seriously, this is our end of year Christmas party."
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So we need the cash.
You should have just hosted the party. Bring him here and do the kitchen for free.
And all the blokes that were helping him were going, "Yeah, it's going to be a big one this year. You should come along, Fitzy."
Good luck, everybody.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Fitz, you said to me when you found out that I was heading to see the Sky Blues, you wanted a full match report from me because I love the world game, mate. You know I love the round ball.
That's your first game you've been to, isn't it?
No, we flew to London together, mate, to go and watch.
We were there for the royal wedding, and we were lucky to get tickets to go see Chelsea play, mate.
Chelsea, mate. Hotspurs.
Can I also say that before the game even finished, you wanted to get out of there? You'd had enough.
I love it. I think, do you know what? I think because I've got the European background, because my dad's from Switzerland, that's why I just love the World Game. Do you know what I mean?
What?
It's just that
Switzerland
touch.
don't even have a good soccer
Yes,
team.
they do, mate. They played in the World Cup, thank you very much. But great to see the Sky Blues get up, mate, over the Adelaide United. 2-1 was the result. Fabio.
The Adelaide United.
Fabio Gomes, how good is he, mate? The Brazilian. Slotted his 9th for the season, so good to see him find the back of the net again.
Oh, my gosh. How did you get into the rooms afterwards? How did that happen?
Oh, mate, do you want the story about the rooms afterwards, or do you want an understanding of the game? I'm giving you a rundown. Lopez scored for Adelaide in the second half, which was good. But, for the Blues, just Jordan Courtney-Perkins. Great striker, and Corey Holman. Oh, mate, what a night at Allianz it was against the
I hope
the
you
Adelaide
paid for your
United.
merchandise as well, and I hope you paid for all the stuff that you're wearing. Because if I found out that you got that for free, I would be a bit disappointed, because you need to support the Sky Blues.
You're going to die. You're going to die when I tell you what happened. Like, it was just a social disaster. And
in what way?
I mean this. And I know that if you'd been there, you would have loved every second of this disaster.
Okay.
All right. So, you're right.
Someone kicked a ball into your head?
I don't know a lot. I don't know a lot about it. I don't know a lot about soccer. And I was upfront and honest, and everybody that I met there, I said, I've followed a bit of AFL, but I don't really follow soccer, but this is great. And kids love it, and we're learning together. So I had all the catchphrases down. Anyway, we were lucky enough to be invited into the rooms afterwards. We got out on the ground, got out on the pitch, but in the rooms, the boys were there, and they had their they had their Sydney FC shirts on and hats, and they wanted some signatures. I look around the rooms. There's only one bloke that I can recognise. Yeah. And we've had him on this show before because he saved a goal against Peru to get us into the World Cup. Andrew Redmayne.
Redmayne, yeah.
What a legend. Absolute legend. Everybody remembers the grey wiggle dancing on the spot.
Very distinct too. Yep. Has he still got his beard, or the beard's gone?
He's still got his beard.
Yeah.
He's still got his beard. Now, can I just also add, before this social disaster, that I'd had about 5 beers. They just kept turning up. I was sitting down on the seat trying to watch the game in the sunshine, and everyone went, "Hey, man, you want a beer, mate? You want a beer?" So the beers had been flowing. So seeing Andrew Redmayne there, I thought, I've got to get his signature. And I went over there. He's sitting there after the game, and he's got his shirt off. He's just in his undies. He's got a couple of guys sitting each side to him. I said, Ted, Jack, boys, we're going to go meet Redmayne. He's the king. So I walked over, knowing that his name is Andrew Redmayne. I walked over, and I said, Eddie, how are you, mate?
Oh, my God.
Now,
who's the actor?
Eddie Redmayne, of course, from Les Mis.
Empty chairs and empty table where my friends will meet.
He won an Oscar for The Theory of Everything, didn't he?
I think he did. He did. And anyway, I don't know if Andrew Redmayne knew who I was, but there was 2 guys either side, and when I said, Eddie, how are you, mate? They just started giggling, and I thought they must have gone, oh, Whipper, he's a fun guy. How good's this guy? Andrew Redmayne would have been thinking, this guy is an absolute F-wit. So then I go, just, if you wouldn't mind, mate, some signatures for the boys, and so confident because I'd had a couple of beers. I was so confident with my Eddie on the way in that at the end I shook his hand again, and I went, great to catch up, Eddie. Oh, my friends, friends.
Empty chairs at empty table.
But then I had a moment where I went,
where my friends.
You know when you go, something just doesn't feel right about this. So in the rooms I googled Redmayne, and I went, oh man. Lowered my sky blue cap and just wandered out the door.
Gave yourself a red card.
See you later.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
My wife is a notorious anti-hanger-upper on the phone. Like, just doesn't hang up the phone. At the end of every conversation, Kate, to the point that if I'm at the gym or if I'm walking the dog or something like that and I'll have my AirPods in, I will say to her, okay, now it's time for you to hang up because I can't go to my pocket to hang up the phone.
Oh, does she think it's everybody else's job to do the hanging up-ing?
Yes, never does it. She's really selfish in that sense. Never hangs up the phone.
Maybe she loves you. Maybe she just can't bear to feel like she's kind of giving you the big red button.
No
See you
way.
later.
So she had a girls' trip on the weekend down in Melbourne, right? A couple of her best friends that she went to school with, and they go to markets and a few restaurants and cafes, and they have a great time.
Why are you saying
and
that like that?
I get sent photos. Hey, we're at these markets.
Can you not be that guy? Can you not be you
quite
reminding
accurate.
me of someone?
What, every guy on the planet?
No, I'm not going to say who, but you are reminding me of the people who just think that when girls have a time out,
Hey, sisters.
it's so sad.
Let's rag on our husbands.
No, well, okay. This story continues because these are the conversations that you ladies are having when you're going away on girls'
Is
weekends.
it? Okay, you tell us what we're talking about.
So yesterday, she went away for a few days. Yesterday, she's on the way to the airport in Melbourne with her friends in the car, right? And I'm mowing the lawn out in the backyard. So I see it on my watch. My watch pops up and it's BJ. So I turn the lawnmower off and I take the call on my iWatch, right? So then I go in and just see what the kids are doing. She's going, oh, how's everything? I'm on the way to the airport. I'm going to be landing at 6 o'clock. Having a conversation. I said, sweet honey, looking forward to seeing you. We really missed you, blah, blah, blah. Then notorious, doesn't hang up. And then I just leave it on my watch as I'm walking into the house and I can hear everything that she's saying in the Uber with the girls.
Carl Stefanovic's given us a call.
And I hear this, there's a pause, and then I hear this, oh, I can't believe he survived. Would have thought that I would have got multiple emergency calls by now, but apparently the kids are doing okay.
I love it.
And then I hear the girls laughing in the background. And then, how's this, Kate? She goes to her phone and she can check a camera that we've got in the backyard. She's with the girls and I hear them laughing. And then she goes, oh, look, the kids are playing. The kids are playing cricket just outside the door there. He's not even doing anything. And I'm like...
So he said he was mowing the lawn,
This
but
is good gear.
another likely story.
This is really good gear.
I love it.
And then I've done the whole... You know what I've done?
Yeah.
Have a great flight, honey. Hung up.
Oh! And did she try and call you?
No,
did she have a flight home?
She didn't call me. I mean, when she got home, there was an embrace. And
Did
I
she
said,
realise?
No, she had a bit of a laugh about it afterwards. She said, there was no malice in it. We were just having a bit of a joke. It's the girls. And that's why I talk like that, Kate, because the girls, having a laugh.
Were you actually offended? Was there a little part of you that was like, oh,
It was a little bit, you know.
Yeah, don't pay me out to the girls behind my back.
Oh, I would love
I'm so sick of women doing that. It happened to me, Fitz, when Lisa and I first got together, and she thought she'd hung up the phone. I could hear her talking to her best friend Kelly, and she's going, "Oh yeah, but he's such a good kisser, and he's so beautiful."
Oh God, you're an idiot.
wow.
No, can you not say that?
My
but there's
gosh.
nothing more exciting, is there, than having somebody accidentally leave a message on your phone and knowing you've got 2
3
minutes.
It is the
like
best.
it is. I'm so enthralled.
I don't wanna
It's
hear
like
it.
edge of
Yes.
your seat. Anything like it trumps every great thriller. Denzel Washington. See you later.
Yeah, Equalizer
Kate,
4
you know
with
what you
Kate
do?
Ritchie in the voicemail.
And then everyone that's in the room, you go to everyone, shut up! Shut up!
Because you can't. I know, because you can't quite hear, and there's a rustle, and it might be in the pocket, and then you can just tip into a conversation, and you're praying for something really bad.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Fitzy Whipper, Kate Ritchie here for you Monday morning. Good morning, Sydney.
Give us a call if you went on a date with somebody who pretended to be someone else completely.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, maybe you didn't even get to the date, but you're at a bar or you're out and about and you're mingling, and somebody told you that they were something far more impressive
Than they actually were.
Well, but in saying that, you don't need to make up stories. I think, let's be honest, the best thing you can be is yourself.
That's boring.
Oh, my,
I was
that
out
is
one
so
time when
boring.
I was...
It's not, Fitzy.
I was overseas.
Stick with me here.
No, it's not. That's really boring. I was overseas and I was single at the time with a mate, and he went over to a group of girls.
I couldn't believe
What, that he was single?
No, that I was with a mate overseas. And he sold in the fact...
Whipper called him a mate.
Yeah.
The mate called him something else entirely.
And he sold into a group of girls that I was like Steve Irwin, but I instead ran a dolphin sanctuary for baby dolphins and looked after wildlife.
Which country were you in?
We're in the US, and it worked a treat.
And they thought you were a dolphin wrangler.
Yes,
Or-
that's exactly right, Jess.
Maybe, does it confuse, and he just was saying that you acted like a dolphin? One of
No.
those really pesty dolphins that
no,
do
I
things to
wasn't.
other dolphins that they shouldn't?
No, I wasn't one of those pesty dolphins.
Is it okay to put up a photo of yourself 10 years earlier?
Nope.
I think it is if it's a mistake and you haven't got around to updating your photo.
Oh, come on. There's other radio shows around here that used... Remember, they used photos from... God, we're talking
my
15
God.
to 20 years ago.
That's ridiculous when you see those pictures.
Well, but see, in a dating profile, there's always one photo in your photos on your phone that you really rate yourself.
Yeah.
Like you go, geez, the light's really good on that
Yeah,
one.
look hot.
You know what? Who cares if it's 2004?
Oh, I know.
I'm putting it up.
Yeah, I mean, I might
putting
be
it up.
fat with a red face now, but it doesn't matter.
And it's always the photo. You know when your friend thinks that they look good in a photo?
Yeah.
Because quite often you've taken it on your phone and they keep messaging you to send it.
Do you know what's even worse?
Like, you know those photos we took down in front of the Story Bridge
Yeah.
or the Harbour Bridge or something?
Could you flick that through to me?
Could you send it? And then when you don't, they're like, hey, can you send that photo?
Just a reminder. Hey, what about when you see people on Instagram and they have like a smile that they only do for Instagram? There was a girl that used to work here. She did this thing with her face, which looked nothing like her, and it looked better than she actually does in real life. So she'd mastered what her look was, and then you would only see it on Instagram because to talk to her, she looked nothing like that. You're basically putting a mask on.
Moving right along.
We haven't got to the story, have we,
We
mate?
actually haven't got to the story. This whole conversation and this story came off the back of an interview that Drew Barrymore, who I absolutely
I like Drew.
adore, it happened to her. I mean, they're calling it catfish. But basically, someone just pretended to be someone they weren't. This is her talking.
This guy on my dating app said he was the quarterback for the Los Angeles Rams. So I wrote to him and I was like, oh my God, I went to the first practice game. I was so frustrated being a girl from Los Angeles who loves football, and like we didn't have any teams, and then we got 2 teams, and it's nice to meet you. My name is Drew. He was not the quarterback for the LA Rams. He's a musician that thought he was being cute. I was excited to talk about that I had been at the Coliseum, and then the guy was like, hey, Drewski. And I was like, I hate you.
Drewski.
Drewski.
You lied to me and then called me Drewski. I'm not into you.
So he was a musician? Because she's been out with musicians. She went out with the drummer of The Strokes.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's not that she doesn't like musicians. It's just that...
just a line.
Well, that's not what he said. And you can't... I don't think you can use it as an excuse. Oh, I thought I was being cute, when basically you were lying to get the girl to the date.
Yeah, like a mate of mine, he used to lie and he would say he'd be at a bar or a nightclub and he'd say, why don't we all go back to my place for a spa? Right? I got a spa.
Great line.
I got a spa on the rooftop at home. Why don't we all go back to my place for a drink?
Rooftop, yeah.
He didn't have a spa.
Or a rooftop.
Not a rooftop either.
Did he have an apartment?
Yeah, he did. But they'd all go back there and go, right, where's the spa? Oh, God, no. Did I say spa? I'm so sorry.
That is
crazy.
just, but
So sorry.
Fitzy, don't you think that if somebody is saying come back for a spa,
That's a bit weird in itself.
That's a red flag.
Yeah.
I used to, you know what I used to do for Tom, right? He'd be single and I would go up, Tom would be meeting a girl, and then I would turn up at, say, the drinks, and I'd say to I'd say, so she could hear, "Hey, mate, good to see you. How was the charity work you did today?"
Oh, very good.
And that would help him out.
No, you
Very
didn't.
good.
And I'd go, "Oh, that's so kind of that. Oh, you did that today after the big donation you made last month?" Wow.
You know what's really funny when you tell these stories about Tommy is that you act as though he needs all the help.
He did.
And,
This is the
and
thing.
all of the other people out in the
Yeah.
world know that you're the sad friend.
Not really the sad friend. I mean, I would talk Tom up like there was
Yeah.
no one else on the planet like it. And he is now happily married thanks to me.
Oh, what a hero. What an absolute hero.
Fits in Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.